Hello everyone, this is Hilde Larsen, coming from beautiful Norway, from the beach. It's a gorgeous day. The water is clear. I'm just walking up and down the beaches here, contemplating a little bit, and I want to share this with you. And I share it with my clients as well, because I see all the questions out there. And you know, if you've seen my other videos, I talk about staying on track and staying focused with what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. I think we all want something, and there's a lot of talk about not wanting so much, you know, just being, just living, just being yourself. And I think that's wonderful. But you know what? In this world, we're wanters and we're seekers, and we want to achieve and we want to accomplish. And even with health, which I speak so very, very enthusiastically about, it's the same thing, you know? It's the drive, and you can never talk down the drive. It's what got me well. It's what saved my life, the drive. And this is why I talk so much about the why behind, because if you have a why you're doing what you're doing, or a why you're seeking what you're seeking, you will get there. Do you know why? Because you will find a way there. You will not let anything stop you. So look at it this way. If you saw, say, a huge stone that was very, very heavy, and you had no idea how you're going to lift that, if there was nothing under there that was very important to you, you probably just walk right by. You wouldn't even try. Now, if somebody you love dependent on you lifting that stone, or something that was life and death to you, you would lift it. You would find the strength even to lift it. Do you see where I'm going with this? The why you're doing what you're doing is the whole clue. Let's say another example. You have to go to work while you're on a healing regime. If you signed up with me, I will put you on I don't like call it a diet, but I will put you on food that will allow your body to heal. Let's put it that way. You could call it a diet. You will probably change what you eat. Okay, so you will have to get new patterns and new ways of doing things. If you're working, a lot of people come to me with, oh Hilda, I can't do that because I have to work. I can't bring, what should I bring to work? How do you do this? How do you stick with this? Well, same thing again. For someone with a why, they don't even recognize that question, because they find a way. They're like, oh, I have to go to work and I have to eat this food. How do I do that? Do I bring a cooler? Do they have a refrigerator at work? Do I have to juice the night before? Do I have to cut my salad and bag it the night before? Do I have to go purchase some new containers? It takes planning to change, but it only takes planning for a little while, you know? Because change only means that you need to change your routine. And once you've changed your routine, it's your new routine. So you don't have to change anything anymore, okay? So how do you implement your new lifestyle into your old lifestyle? That's really the question. You don't. You find the one that's going to support the new you, where you want to go. But you need the why. See, if you don't have a goal or mindset that is going to take you there no matter what, I hate to tell you this, it's very hard to get there, because you're always going to make excuses. You're always going to find obstacles, as long as you allow them to be obstacles. Okay? So as long as you allow anything to be an obstacle, you can find one. When you say there are no obstacles, how would there ever be one? See? So if you say, well, I will do all in this, Hilda. I will follow your advice, and I see that that you got all better, and everyone else you're working for, is getting better, but I just can't do that. You already set yourself up for a different path, because you allowed yourself to have a reason not to. And there really are no reasons not to. There are no reasons not to eat your optimal diet. There are no reasons not to take care of yourself. There are no reasons not to show up in your life. Take charge. Be the boss. Be the authority. Be authentic. There are always people out there that can help you. There are always people out there that can give you advice and that can support you. That is not the issue. I work with people. It doesn't matter how much support you get. It doesn't matter how many people answer your questions. I see people ask the same questions to 12 different people. They get the same answers, or maybe there's some variations, but it doesn't get that person closer to actually doing it, because the why might not be to actually do everything they have to do to get well. The why could be more looking for social network, might be looking for someone that is experiencing the same thing. There's community in that. I see a lot of people, they group together with other like-minded. Well, you need to group together with the ones with the right mindset for health and healing, spiritual growth, empowerment, inspiration, motivation, and also those who actually go get it. You can be inspired and motivated for years watching videos. You can sit here and watch me talk over and over again, but if you don't implement, if you don't actually do, you're not going anywhere. You could get my Optimal Health Blueprint course, which is amazing to have in your living room, 13 videos and the handouts, and I give you everything. But if you don't do what we talk about, you're not getting anywhere. And if you don't have a why bigger than your reason not to, you're not going to get there. I know this is repetition for a lot of people, but I think by repetition we grow and learn, because it's simple. There's not that many things to say about that, other than staying around in the same environment with the same people, doing the same thing that you were doing when you were getting sick and tired of being sick and tired, and this is why you're watching this video. There is another way, and the other way requires that you change your everyday routines. Okay, so back to that. So if you go to work and you're eating only perfectly fantastic raw fruits and vegetables, having a ball with that, getting healthier and healthier, you might have a day or two feeling like shit, because so much shit is leaving your body. You might run into coworkers that have no idea what you're doing. They might want to learn, they might not want to. It's none of your business, and what you're doing is none of their business. You can find a way for you by what I said. Juice the day before. Plan. Make a plan of what you're going to do. I see people fall off when they don't make a plan, because then what are you going to do? You have the closest thing to you, and then that's the excuse, saying, oh, I couldn't eat better today because we went to this meeting and out there this is all that I could get. I would never risk that, because I was worth healing. I could not chance that some situation would dictate my diet, my tempo, my own choice to choose what I wanted to eat. See? So it was my business to plan. It was my responsibility to plan. And I did. I always did. You'd see me dragging around, my juice in my flask, my little cooler with my food, minding my own business, working on my health. So that is the work situation. Plan it out and bring it. And never leave the house without having something with you. It could be a bag of dates, a bag of raisins, a couple of apples, bananas, something really in the line of food. The real fast food, you can just take it with, put it in your bag. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just bring 8 bananas. There you go. You don't have to make it complicated. But if you want a juice, if you want to make a salad, if you want to chop and make a little dressing, you can still do. Bring the little dressing in a different little jar and throw it over right before you eat. You can go to restaurants. You can still bring your food. They allow that. Or you can go to a restaurant and in your bag you'll have a little bit of dressing that you made. You can order a salad. Just go through the menu that they have. Go through the menu and see, because everything that's together with another meal that they have in the kitchen. And go to a restaurant that really, that actually has a kitchen. If they don't have a kitchen, if they don't have a cook in the kitchen, you don't want to be there. Okay? So if they actually have a cook, they're very, very, very eager to please. If not, find another restaurant. I've done this many times. You can pick, make your own salad, say I want this, this, and this. I want some lemon on the side. I brought my own dressing. I come to restaurants with 3 packs of berries saying, would you please rinse this for me and put it in a nice bowl? And I want this orange juice or this grape juice served when the other have their drinks, wine or whatever. And they serve me and they make it look beautiful. And I enjoy the reason why I'm there, to socialize and to be with the people that I care about. Food is not something that you have to do in a group or let dictate your relationship with others. Watch my previous video on when or how to deal with that, because this is the video too on how to stay raw, vegan, healing, high fruit, vigorous, enthusiastic, and inspired about your life in this society. You can go into a store, a regular supermarket today, and find something in the organic section. You can. You can seek out a farmer close to you. Talk to them, see what they have, when it's in season. Allow yourself to put something in the freezer. Don't make it complicated. Don't make any reasons why. Why not? If you have a family, I've cooked for my family for years. None of them are raw. I enjoy cooking. I've grown into more rules in my household. I don't serve dead animals. I don't, there are things that doesn't come into my house, but I don't expect everyone else to eat the way that I chose. But I'm on the winning team, and I think they know that by now. And they're getting better, bless their hearts. But you can still do everything that you want to do and keep your diet and lifestyle. So take your lifestyle into the families by making, for example, raw zucchini noodles instead of cooking regular wheat spaghetti. Introduce more raw to every plate. Make something that goes with your plate of amazing salad, for example, or your fruity dish of all these exotic fruits. So you can make something for them that has some of these fruits in it, so that the bridge is not that long. And we know the children, they will choose the fruit if you let them. And family members will always also want to choose what looks good. Well, some are hanging on to these old patterns, and you're not. So that is the workplace, and then you have the typical making a meal at home. How about going to a party? How about going out when you're invited to a birthday party, with some old friends, and you feel different, and you're not doing the same thing anymore, and you're not drinking the alcohol, and you're not engaging in eating what they're eating. And it's hard, because you might not want to stand out. You might not want to feel or be different in that situation. But don't let that manipulate you. Don't let that get to you. Because you're not different in any way. You're just eating something else. So again, just bring it. Just bring the food. Just tell the host. If it's a buffet thing, make extra. Always make extra so people can taste what you're eating. I've heard so many success stories with that they came home so excited saying, everybody loved it. They wanted me to bring more next time. Or they were asking me about what I was eating because it looked so good. If it's not a buffet style, just talk to your host and say, you know what? This is what I eat right now. Is it okay with you that I can bring some extra so that everybody else can taste also? I'm positive, I'm almost positive, that you'll get a very positive response to that. And if not, I don't know, maybe you can just say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. It is okay to say no too. I'm just trying to teach you that you don't have to feel or think or even believe that there are obstacles. That is a reason for you not to do what you decided to do. If you have the big why. Because if you have the big why, you understand everything that I'm saying. And if you're not healthy, if that is your why, that's the biggest one that I could almost think about. Because if you don't have your health, how are you going to take care of your family? How are you going to be the best version of you? How are you going to contribute in the best way into this world? How is the world going to benefit from everything that you have to serve? Everything that you have to give? Because it's all about the giving. And when you click that mindset around, that's when real magic happens. Because everything I've talked about now is the practical that comes after that mindset. First of all, you have to have a mindset that is allowing you success. And success is not a bad word. It only means allowing yourself to get there. Okay? And that is all about the mindset. Either you can, either you think you can, or you think you don't, you're always right. So if you think you can, you will. If you think you don't, you won't. And these are some of the things that I discussed in my third book, No More Bullshit. I think it's a great book, because it takes you from where the society is today and all the obstacles and what you go through and what you're programmed to believe and what is holding you back on a subconscious level, all the way to writing your own life manifest where nothing from outside you will ever stand in your way. So if you haven't read that, I recommend it. That was a side note because I was thinking, as I was writing that book, I saw these layers of the people that I met and all the walls that were put in front of them that they just couldn't tear down. Because we're not used to being authentic. We're not used to feeling different. Or maybe we are. See? A lot of times you're feeling different and being in the crowd because you think you have to. Or not. If not, people are gonna walk the other way. We're afraid of loneliness. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of not being good enough. We're afraid of not being liked. We're afraid of not being popular. We shouldn't be afraid of that. We should be focused on being us. If we should worry about anything, it would be not being true to ourselves, not being authentic. And what you eat have nothing to do with who you are. It is only a choice that you made to heal your body and your mind and your spirit. And it's an honorable one, I think. It's a beautiful one because we're healing the planet at the same time. We're raising our vibration. We're feeling happier when we're healthier. We're vibrating higher when we're on fruits and vegetables. We're stepping away from torture. We're stepping away from imprisonment. We're walking lighter on this earth. I think that's a great motivation. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. I'm going to go back to my walk and I hope it was useful. And if it was, please like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel. That's always fun. It motivates me to keep making videos as long as I know that you're watching. And also, please just give me a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about. Today, or last night, I just ended a three-day dry fast. And I feel amazing. Even 3 days, no food, no water. I have one video that I put a little bit about dry fasting out there, and I will definitely put out more because I realized a couple of things this time that I hadn't seen before. So I'm still exploring when it comes to dry fasting. I'm going to be speaking about it at the World Fasting Summit in July now, 2017. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that. But the world needs to know simplicity, people, and step out of that, complicated lifestyle that tells you that going to work, eating natural food is a challenge. It's not a challenge. It just requires change, and you're worth it. You're worth it, right? You're worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go for now and watch for my other videos, and I love you. Namaste from Sande Beach at Randaberg, Norway. Talk soon.